Warning: the views and opinions expressed in this video are not those of a health professional. Please make sure to consult your physician before beginning a new health regimen. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome biggity back, y'all. Hey, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Kelsey, and I'm here for you guys every Sunday and Wednesday to talk about my VSG. Videos, you're able to find the answer to questions you've been looking for, or it makes the path to choosing surgical weight loss that much easier. Hey you guys, and welcome back to the third and final installation of our Secret Sleever mini interview. I'm really hoping that you guys enjoyed this series. It's been my pleasure to sit down and talk with our Secret Sleever. She's offered so much information in regards to the idea of medical tourism abroad, and has really opened up the doors for many of you who have reached out to me in regards to insurance denials or not having insurance but still want the procedure. I feel that this series is an eye-opener for those who are considering it. I hope you guys get some information from this. If you have any questions, please make sure to remember, send me an email over at kdwmyvsgjourney@gmail.com. I'll then forward these over to our Secret Sleever and have her respond to that when she can, and then I'll send that response back to you. I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting my journey, and always remember to give yourself grace. This is not a race, it's a marathon. It's a life change. I love you guys in 10K, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. Without further ado, here is part 3 and 4 of the Mexico Secret Sleever mini interview series. Move on to the next question, and I think that this is, something I would like to know too. Have you had any struggles, and what was the hardest thing to overcome? Examples: snacking, sodas, binge eating.
All right, y'all. Oh, we about to, this the meat and potatoes of this entire interview right here. All right, y'all. So, y'all bear with me because I ain't trying to ramble, but I'm trying to give y'all some good, just raw information right here. All right, to be as transparent as I can be, my biggest struggle was my overall mental view of using my tool, my VSG. So yeah, I previously answered, initially I lost well over 60 pounds. It did it for me, but I didn't do it for myself, and let me explain. The VSG did its part. The surgery did its part. Slimmer Me, everybody, that whole team, they did their part. It was a successful procedure.
Yeah.
Losing the weight, all that was successful. But I failed myself. And what I mean by that is I did not uphold my part, like well past like that whole honeymoon post-op phase of, just, oh, it's new. It's I got this new stomach. It doesn't take much for me to get full. Right. I'm losing the weight, feeling good, looking good. Like, I mean, I got comfortable.
Yeah.
I got comfortable. And I did not uphold and upkeep what I was supposed to do. I converted back to old ways. And what I mean by that is, like, I just didn't keep my post-op diet and like the longevity. I didn't keep that up. I didn't uphold my part on that. So I started converting back to eating things that just weren't good for me, that weren't right for me, that I shouldn't have. That's when I started back, like eating little bits of candy here and there, or hey, I was one of the ones that could actually tolerate sodas and stuff. Ooh. Like, the carbonation didn't bother me. I know. Listen, I know. I hear you guys. I know the stories. Like, they're like, man, no, they say After VSG, you better leave them carbonated drinks alone. Like, I don't care. But your girl, that wasn't the case. For whatever reason, and this is just my body, had nothing to do with the surgery or anything, had nothing to do with a slimmer me. This was my body, this was my body post-op. Like, post VSG. For whatever reason, I was able to tolerate it. I didn't go through the dumping phase. I don't know what that's like. I didn't experience the dreaded dumping syndrome.
Yeah.
I didn't experience that.
Yeah.
I was able to slowly but surely tolerate certain sugars and stuff. It was just in small amounts. But those small amounts built like a snowball, just more and more and more. And with my mental comfort state, those little meals that weren't good for me slowly started adding the weight back on.
Wow.
So I'm on here to tell y'all, like, if you do not, like, don't be like me in any way, shape, or form. Like, you don't went through that whole process, the whole scare tactics of going out of the country for all this, dropping a couple of bands for this procedure just for it to kind of go down the drain.
Yeah.
My biggest regret is just not upholding my part, doing what the hell I knew I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
So I regretfully say, I practically gained all that weight back. I'm currently like 200.8.
Yeah.
So not all of it, but I'm shy like 25 pounds.
Yeah.
That's a hard pill to swallow. It's just like literally sit up here and just say it out loud. Be like, I initially lost over 60-some pounds, but here I am just a sheer 25 exactly where I was from day one. Like day one, hitting the internet, looking to find a weight loss option.
Yeah.
So if your mind is not right, the procedure's not it's not gonna do you right for the long run.
Yeah.
It wasn't a permanent fix, and I'm up here, my behind really tried to convince myself, like, oh, I'm good. Like, this is I got room for this little bit of meal right here, or I got room for this drink right here, but all those little small calories added up.
Yeah.
Like, sure enough, it didn't take much, but it added up. And give it some time, and you still in that comfort, in that comfortable mindset, thinking you can just do whatever you want, eat whatever you want, when you want, it will catch up to you. So
yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. And that's such an amazing that's an amazing testimony. And and I guess I can't see your face, but I can definitely hear the disappointment in your voice. And I understand, how feeling as though you have failed, can feel. And and I just and I support you, and I support you in your journey, and the fact that you made the step to do it. That's the biggest part. And you can always lose the weight again. It just takes time and persistence. And I think that's the thing that I try to drive home on my channel, is understanding that this is a mental thing more than anything.
It really is.
More than anything,
Girl,
you have
to
you have to get that mind together. You have to get your mind together.
You have to be fully prepared.
Yeah.
And there's times I really do feel like, and you can, I look at it this way, like, if anybody out there who is a mom, I'm a mom, you have this mindset of whether you are planning a family or not planning, things happen.
Yeah.
You go in with this thinking, oh, I'm going to make sure all my ducks are in a row, or I'm going to be mentally prepared to have a child or something like that. But you're never, are you ever really mentally prepared?
Yeah.
And then the reason I just kind of compare that, because I feel like in the same context, it's the same thing with weight loss surgery. Are you really just ever mentally prepared to carry on well after the surgery?
Yeah.
Like, I think, of course, we can mentally prepare for the day of, just like when you prepare for the day you're about to, deliver your child or so. When you're carrying your child, you got your diaper bag set, you got, your hospital bag set with everything under the sun that you're ready for. if you're being induced, if you're going to have like a C-section, you know what day you're going, you know the day, you know where you're supposed to be, you know what hospital you're going to, the day you're going. Like, you can have all those lined up in facts and have the mental preparedness for that, but you're just never truly prepared mentally on how to emotionally carry, like waking up in the middle of the night, changing diapers or feeding, or being mentally prepared for the exhaustion that you'll experience, because you don't know until you don't know how it feels just yet.
Right.
So yeah, I prepared. I bought my flight. I flew to San Diego. I, rode across the border. Like, I was prepared to do all of that. Have my blood drawn, EKG. I was prepared to receive propofol to go under, under the knife, all that kind of stuff. I knew that, but I didn't know how to prepare myself to really take care of myself afterwards. Like, I wasn't prepared for the emotional part of like, all right, like, you got to stay on top of it. Like, you got too much on your plate, put it back. Or no, you're not supposed to be drinking soda. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Your body is tolerating it, but that still doesn't mean you have to participate in. That doesn't mean you have to consume it.
Right.
And
absolutely.
that just wasn't what I was as prepared as I thought. So, and that ended up, tripping me up.
Yeah.
So I kind of brushed it off. I like I said, it brings me down, but I try not to dwell on it. I guess I'm at a point now. It's like, all right, let's go back to square one. Let's just start again, making sure you're eating better, just starting with like the basics of basics, at least starting with that. And then if it's in the works, to try not so much to get a second BSG, but just like a revision or something, that could be in the works. But
okay,
I know I have to get myself together if I want to explore that option too.
Okay.
So,
well, I support you in your future endeavors and whatever, you choose to do. I'm always there for you. I love you either way.
Thank you, Boo.
Okay.
Yes,
and the next question is, and I feel like, you kind of touched on this, but I really want you to be able to hone in on it. And then we'll have, I think, maybe 2 more questions, and then we'll be able to wrap it up.
Sure.
What is your overall takeaway from your BSG? Do you have any tips for the new sleevers or those considering BSG?
Mm-hmm. Biggest thing is do your research. If you are considering going to Mexico or anywhere international, take the time to research your surgeon. Like, check out their certifications. Check out how many cases and procedures they've performed. Take advantage of like free consultations. And again, pair that with your gut feeling or your discernment.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel off about something, listen to that. Like, you are not obligated to pay a deposit to anybody if you're feeling uneasy in any kind of way.
Absolutely.
And that's if you're doing something international or here in the States. Like, don't allow anyone to pressure you or make you feel like, okay, you've had this consultation, boom, let's go ahead and book. Like, don't let anybody make you feel like you're just a number, or you're just just another number in their book. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make sure the communication is on point with you and the surgical team or the coordinator, whoever is over setting up your consultation and your all of your like ins and outs and stuff like that. And ask questions. There's no stupid question under the sun. Like, ask. I don't care if you got to ask again.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you're getting consistency from the surgical team and your surgeon, whomever you decide to go with. Do yourself that justice. Like, this is a big decision. I'm sure we're all have been on the fence of like, should I do it? I don't know. We're weary. We've never done this before, and you are definitely. It's definitely normal to feel that way. So don't ever let anybody make you feel like how you're feeling right now emotionally is like you're being weird or it's abnormal. No, you have all the feels when it comes to exploring this type of procedure in your life, or this this type of journey and stuff. So this is your journey. You make it. So yeah, do your research, ask your questions. If cost is an issue, explore that option too. Like, I can't just ignore that part. We're not finna sit up here and act like the cost isn't a factor.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, less than what I said, about less than $2,500 for me. Yeah, that was definitely considerably cheap. Was it a risk? Of course, but it's still going to be a risk if you're going to fork over 11 bands to have it done in the state
Yeah,
too.
it's
That
a
that
risk,
price
period.
factor is that price factor either way is not going to guarantee the most ideal outcome either way, because at the end of the day, you don't know how your body is going to react. You don't know. It's just something you just going to have to take the leap of faith on, pray about it, think on it, sit on it, however you want to look at it. Just like I said, that's why research is so important.
Yep.
You're not going to, don't go somewhere and they just trying to charge $1,000, but yet their facility is sketch. They don't have a reputable website. There's, inconsistencies on their end in regards to communication, or they're quick to want your money. Like, don't do that. Stay away from that. If it means you got to save up a little bit more, and it takes a little bit more time for you to, have your surgery, it'll be worth it.
Right.
If you want your surgery tomorrow, but everything about them is sketch, well, just be prepared for whatever may happen.
Right.
Be smart, save up some more, and if you got to push it back to November, then so be it, sis, brother. Like, it'll be worth it in the end. Follow the post-op instructions. Ask those questions then. Like, stay on top of the surgeon and their team, because that's what they're paid to do in the end. Absolutely. Is to help take care of you and make sure you're good. So,
absolutely.
That is what they're paid to do. So let them do their job to the fullest.
Yeah.
So, like I said, even if you're months out, if you got questions, baby, hit them up.
Yep.
Hit them up. That does not, I don't care if it's a year out, hit them up. You are still a registered patient with them. Hit them up.
Yep.
Hit them up. Ask your questions. Just, for your safety, and that way you're healing good, you're recovering good, you're on a good track. Yeah, do it. That's definitely what I would recommend and just kind of put out there for the people. So
yeah, and I mean that's fantastic advice. I think in one of my earliest videos I talked about understanding the importance of meshing or connecting with your surgeon and their team. It's very important that you know that surgeon is for you, because every surgeon is not for you. I met with several surgeons who I just didn't like their bedside manner. I didn't like the way that they interacted with me, and I didn't like their team. And so it took a couple times for me, and it was a turnoff. Like, I actually stopped pursuing the VSG because I was like, God, if this is how the surgeon is, I don't even want to deal with it. And so a young lady that we went to school with actually recommended the surgeon that I, used, and he was very, 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 I mean, fantastic from beginning to end. So I completely agree with doing your research. And he had such a high approval rating. And even in the, I work in the medical field too, and I talk to patients all day long. And I would say 7 out of the 40 patients I talk to a day have been patients of this doctor, whether it have been for a gastric surgery or for gallbladder removal, or kidney, any type of, I guess, internal. And he had such high approval ratings. They loved him. So, and I completely understand it. So that's fantastic, amazing advice. Y'all do your research. Be sure.
I'm glad.
Go ahead.
And I'm glad that you took that much needed break. And then, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I can understand the excitement. You want it done. You want it done now. I mean, that's just literally the realistic mindset that we have nowadays in our society. Like, when we want something, we want to go for it. We want it done. We want it done now.
Yeah.
And I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, y'all already know there's a time and a place for everything. So when it comes to certain, like, surgical procedures where your life is on the line,
absolutely,
don't be in such a rush. Like, if you're not filling out options and you're just kind of stuck, like, don't let that discourage you now. because I believe that this option is it's out there. It's meant for people. It's it can definitely change your life in a good way.
Yeah.
But don't be in such a rush. Like take the time necessary. Like if you need a break, if you need to just kind of sit it out a little bit, just to kind of recompose yourself, because you can get very overwhelmed. Like this is a plethora of information. This is a boatload of information here, and it is overwhelming to the fullest. So you're gonna have times you feel overwhelmed, like why I just haven't found my person yet. I'm feeling down, I'm feeling a little discouraged. Is this even for me? So when you start having those doubts, just sit it out, take a breather, recuperate, and then go back into it again. Get those referrals, or read those reviews and reach out to the weight loss community. Like that's what it's there for.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one thing I appreciate, even like social media, is that there are people out there sharing their experiences. They're open. They're like, hey, hit me up. You got questions. There's no stupid question. Reach out to the real people that's not going to give you this glamified, like opinion, or this textbook opinion or answer in regards to something that is really detrimental in your life. So
yeah, absolutely.
Definitely do that.
Spot on. Spot on.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We're not playing games around here.
We're not playing no games. No games. All right. So we do have a bonus question, and I think I sent you one too. I can't remember the last one that I sent you. Do you happen to have that one?
Yeah, hang tight. So, here we go. All right. So, what are your goals for your health moving forward? Ooh, child. Look, getting it right and keeping it tight. Girl, listen. No, honestly though, my goals, really preparing myself, getting myself together mentally more so than physically.
Right.
Because I feel like what I have learned since 2017 is that if my mind is not right, if my mind is not in the right place, then everything else isn't going to line up properly. It's not going to line up the way it should. So again, if I had a do-over again on getting the VSG, or any other weight loss procedure that could help me, his moving forward, I have to make sure my mind is right and do it right this time.
Right.
Invest in myself mentally before I go about it and changing physically. So making sure I'm eating better, watching my portions,
Right.
I'm so proud of myself, honestly. And I know it may seem like just so small, but girl, I'm drinking so much water now. Like I really have thoroughly embraced the benefits of water compared to like just before where I wasn't. But and I know that seems like something so basic and small, but if y'all just knew me, like I fought with drinking water.
Yeah.
But I know the benefits and how that can even help with weight loss and stuff. So just making sure my mind is right and ready for whatever's next in regards to like making sure my health is back on track. Excuse me. So
okay. Yes.
That's what I would say. Yeah.
That's a fantastic goal. Those are measurable and I guess realistic goals, and I think that's important, that we have to set realistic goals for ourselves. All right.
I don't have like a and I'm still doing research on just what's gonna work for me, but I'm not. I don't feel like I'm at that headspace of just like, okay, Amanda, let's take it back, like old school of make sure you try to watch your carbs, or like let's cut out carbs, or let's try keto. I'm not in that headspace of trying fad diets and stuff all over again. If anything, it's literally just the basics of just portion control, drinking more water, things like that. Just like the small yet realistic changes that I can do here to just kind of get the ball rolling. And then, again, if I want to explore I don't know if it's called like a VSG revision or something like that, or just another VSG, I could do that as well. But
Yeah.
you know, that would definitely be my goal for sure.
Okay. Well, those are all, like I said, measurable and meetable, very realistic goals. Um, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to talk with me tonight, and answering these questions for me. Fantastic. It's been fantastic talking to you. And I know that these questions are definitely going to help those who are deciding and looking into VSG, or who are planning to do a VSG in Mexico,
Right.
and they're uncertain. Um, I think it's fantastic that I have you to talk to. And I think it's fantastic that you are willing to share your experience with my viewers and also with me. You're just a fantastic person,
Of
and I
course.
appreciate you so much.
For real, you know, I appreciate it anytime. Like I said, if there's one thing I wish, you know, there was more content like this, like your channel. You know, when I was going through my journey at the very start, like, you know, I wish that was available. So I definitely appreciate what you're doing. I mean, I applaud you, stand up, all of that.
Thank you.
So if it, you know, if any of your followers and subbies have further questions and stuff, let me know. I don't mind talking to you. That way you can comment back and answer those, because I know that, you know, you're really good reaching out and everything. So, hey, this is just a start, and I'm glad I could be here to help. Absolutely.
Well, thank you. Well, you guys, you heard it from the sleever's mouth, our secret sleever. If you guys enjoyed this video, this is definitely going to be a 4-part series. This will be broken up into a series of 4 videos. You guys can get the juicy details, and you don't have to worry about rushing through a video. I want you guys to get all the information that you need. So, as our secret sleever did say, if you guys have any questions, you guys can send those questions to me at kdwmyvsgjourney@gmail.com, and I will forward those over to her, and I'm sure she'll be, open to help you guys with anything that you have a question with. I love you guys so, so, so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I will check you guys in the next video. If you haven't already and you would like to be, please hit that subscribe button, become a member of my family. Come on in for a hug. I will see you guys in the next video. Be kind to each other, be kind to yourself. Number one, most importantly, love yourself the way that I love you. All right, you guys, check you later. Bye.